con la chiacchiera, direi.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Welcome devotees to today's Bhagavatam class. I'm trying to increase my volume here so that everybody can hear me. We are going to be continuing with Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 17, verse 25. And the chapter is about, we are in the chapter where Maharaj Parikshit is questioning the bull, that he was on 4 legs, now he's on 1 leg, and which is the most one of the most important of the 4 legs. And we're very happy to have His Holiness Candramauli Swami with us. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you and Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj, I don't think I can hear you. Can anyone else hear Maharaj? Or is it just me?
Thank you very much.
Oh, there we go.
My obeisances, and to you and to all the devotees, thank you for returning.
Thank you, Maharaj. I was not in a good condition to appear last week. Thank you for accepting it, Maharaj.
Good. We always pray for the good fortune of the devotees in terms of their spiritual progress and the ability to keep good health in this very challenging age of Kali, which is also an attack on the mental and physical well-being of the living entity. So we'll begin. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Idanim Dharma Padaste Satyanirvata Yadyataha Tam Jigrasata Adarvam Yam Antanadita Kalihi. I think if you make the letters a little bit bigger, it's a little small. You choose it, raise it up a little bit, a little. It's a little hard for me to read.
Sure, Maharaj. Oh, I got my daughter's Mac and I'm trying to figure out how to use this machine. Okay, how do I do that? Does anyone know how to manage a Mac on this?
To make
Oh, perfect. Is that it,
Okay.
Maharaj?
That's good. Right
Thank
there.
you, Krishna.
Translation. So now, Maharaj Parikshit is talking about the reality of Kali Yuga and the reason why the bull has been mutilated, exploited. You are now standing on 1 leg only, which is your truthfulness. and you're somehow or other hobbling along. But quarrel personificali, flourishing by deceit, is always trying to destroy that life. Very interesting purport. You see how it pertains to today's world. Kali flourishes by deceit. The principles of religion do not stand on some dogma or man-made formulas, but they stand on four primary regulatory observances, namely austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness. The mass of people must be taught to practice these principles from childhood. Austerity means to accept voluntary things which may not be very comfortable for the body, but are conducive for spiritual realization. For example, fasting. Fasting twice or 4 times a month is a sort of austerity which may be voluntarily accepted for spiritual realization only, and not for any other purposes, political or otherwise. Fasting, which are meant not for self-realization, but for some other purposes, are condemned in the Bhagavad Gita 17:5 and 6. Similarly, cleanliness is necessary both for the mind and for the body. Simple bodily cleanliness may help to some extent, but cleanliness of the mind is necessary and is effected by glorifying the Supreme Lord. No one can cleanse the accumulated mental dust without glorifying the Supreme Lord. A godless civilization cannot cleanse the mind because it has no idea of God, and for this simple reason, people under such civilization cannot cleanse the mind because it has no idea of God, and for this simple reason, people under such a civilization cannot have good qualifications, however they may be materially equipped. We have to see things by their resultant action. The resultant action of human civilization in the age of Kali is dissatisfaction. So everyone is anxious to get peace of mind. This peace of mind was complete in such a yuga because of the existence of the above-mentioned attributes of the human beings. Gradually, these attributes have diminished in the Treta Yuga to 3/4, and Dvara Yuga to half, and in this age of Kali to 1/4, which is also gradually diminishing on account of prevailing untruthfulness. By pride, either artificial or real, the resultant action of austerity is spoiled. By too much affection for female association, cleanliness is spoiled. By too much addiction to intoxication, mercy is spoiled. And by too much lying propaganda, truthfulness is spoiled. The revival of Bhagavad Dharma can save human civilization from falling prey to evils of all descriptions. Om Agyan Timidandasya Ganarjana Salakaya Chaksa Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimakte Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Navide Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvase Sasunyavadi Pastyatya Desatarine Vanshakalpa Tarubhischa Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaho Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivrindam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So it's quite clear what is religion and what foundations religious stand upon. religion is not necessarily following some dogma by a particular text. Religion must contain certain principles. And here, after delineating all of the principles that religion for are the foundation: austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness. In this age of Kali, all of these four are being attacked by, as is mentioned here, the concomitant sinful activity: austerity, intoxication. Intoxication in Kali Yuga goes on as some form of entertainment. People find some kind of joy or party atmosphere in getting various substances. It may come in the form of liquor, alcohol, some kind of intoxicating beverage, or maybe come in the form of some type of drug. Even pharmaceutical drugs, which are available, may also fall into that category. Cleanliness, because of unwanted association or with the opposite sex, one's mind and body becomes somewhat unclean. Cleanliness is in two parts. And that is to keep the body clean by taking a regular bath, keeping clothes clean, changing clothes regularly, keeping one's place clean, neat, organized, not things thrown all over the place, or too many things and you don't know where to put them. That's the opposite of cleanliness. And then, but real cleanliness is cleanliness of the mind, where one glorifies the Lord. And as Prabhupada says, today's civilization, they don't make that a point at all. So therefore everyone is unclean. Glorification of the Lord is foundationally developed through the process of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Cheto Darpana Marjana, it cleanses the mirror of the mind simply by chanting Hare Krishna. So that must be done regularly with numerical vows and must be done in the mood of offering the name of the Lord back to the Lord in devotion. So cleanliness of the mind, mercy. No one is merciful nowadays. People are merciful if it's some benefit they get. They open up slaughterhouses. They offer different ways by which people are harassed in so many different ways. There is no mercy in this age. Even people have no protection against outside criminals. The police force is quite inept or even uninterested in giving protection to the people. I'm not just saying that, that's a fact, and we can document that also. And truthfulness is the one leg that the bull is standing on, and that is because of the presence of religious principles in the form of Vedic knowledge. Because Vedic knowledge is still somewhat available in the world, and there is a class of people who follow that. Truthfulness is still there. Otherwise, it's very difficult. Nowadays, what goes on is truthfulness is sophistry, half truth, half untruth. That's what sophistry means. It means something that it has some partial truth to it, but it's not. But real truthfulness is something that doesn't change. Srila Prabhupada would say that in this world, because everything is under the influence of time, everything is changed. So how can there be real truthfulness? Because truthfulness is always being attacked by the changing times, and specifically here by lying propaganda. So that's still there to some degree because of the presence of Lord Chaitanya's movement. Even many religious groups, in order to get money, just like they may set up some gambling and connect it to some religious activity, and they say, well, if you lose your money, it goes to the church for the church's benefit. And then then they actually have these gambling programs that are connected with religious institutions. So this truthfulness is really, and gambling destroys truthfulness directly. Lying propaganda, so many other ways that truthfulness, we saw that in the recent situation, people were afflicted with some disease. They said, if you simply follow our protocol for cure, you'll get cured. People were following the protocol, and the cure was killing the people. Just like there's a statistic in the United States that 15,000 people a month die because they go to the doctor with some disease, and the doctor kills them by the medicine he gives. So this, you believe in the doctor and he destroys you. You believe in the government and they take everything you've got. They can't give you any protection. So this is Kali Yuga. Don't be surprised if you see this more and more as time goes on. This is the nature. And Kali has a very specific program. Kali teaches one thing along with the different anarthas, such as lust, anger, greed, illusion, pride, and envy. Kali teaches one thing, and people go for it. You become your own authority. Do not worry about following someone else. You know what's best for yourself, whether you're following a medical advisor, or whether you're following a teacher in the institution, whether you're following a guru in a spiritual organization, whether you're following your parents. People are so much rejecting authority on all levels. It's not complete, but it's moving in that direction. Kali's program is, don't follow authority. Do whatever you want, whenever you want. And therefore, be your own person, be independent, be free, be self-intelligent. And this goes on. No one wants to take advice from authority. They don't trust authority, and in some cases, the authorities are not qualified. But there are qualified authorities. This is the effects of this new generation of young people growing up now. They don't want to follow authority. In any case, like that, even though their authority is well established, and follow their authority as they learn different features on how to live life. So this is Kali. He's powerful. He's becoming more and more pervasive in different areas around the world. And people are, and it says here, he's flourishing by deceit. And deceit is a very horrible thing. You cheat people, you lie to them so you can get something from them, and they are deprived or suffer like that. The deceit is so much prominent in this age that no one will hesitate to lie and cheat, even in ordinary dealings, because they think, well, whatever I have to do to fulfill my desires, that's fine. But an honest person who is free from deceit, even if it means something that will be somewhat not harmful, but something that is unbeneficial for the person, they will still tell the truth. or they still will never carry out a program of deceit. They will always work according to the authority that they are teaching also. So in this age, you'll see this everywhere. This four examples of, you'll see lying propaganda, uncleanliness, intoxication, meat eating, gambling, so many things. And it will continue. This is Kali's age. But Lord Chaitanya is also there with the Harinam Sankirtan, and he's moving forward with his army. His army is smaller than Kali's army, but still his army is more powerful because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Kali is just a Jiva soul. And so if we follow Lord Chaitanya's principles for devotional service, especially chanting the holy names of the Lord, waking up early, this is very important. Why do we sleep so late? Why do we waste the most important part of the day sleeping? The other Prabhupada said, sleep 6 hours at night, the most, and if you need more rest, you may sleep 1 more hour during the day. And he said, anyone who sleeps more than that is Kumbhakarna. And he said that straight. It's not, he did not only said it, he discussed it in very detail. And yeah, so this sleeping is a waste of time. Try to sleep at just what you need to keep body and soul together. And because we are not happy, we sleep more. Because we are not engaged properly, we sleep more. So boredom causes excess sleeping. Unhappiness causes excess sleeping. Working unnecessarily hard simply to gather material benefits makes the body tired uselessly. Therefore, we also sleep more. Get up early. Don't waste time. The early morning hours are the most conducive time for spiritual life, and they set the foundation for the rest of the day. And we should follow the principles of the Vedic statements, which says that one should rise an hour and a half before sunrise. And that's pretty early. Sunrise is, I don't know, around 6 o'clock, maybe a little bit earlier. And we should get up by 4:30. And even when sunrise becomes later, still, we should adjust accordingly, an hour and a half before sunrise. So this is a kind of austerity which is necessary to purify the mind, purify the body, and to awaken the soul's attachment to Krishna. What we do in those early morning hours are the building blocks by which we grow in our Krishna consciousness. They're foundational. Foundation, when you speak about a foundation, it's the strength of the building that you're building. If you're building a building, the quality of the building will be according to the strength of the foundation. And in some cases, if there is a big tornado, then the building gets knocked over because the foundation was not very strong. But if you have a strong foundation, even a very difficult windstorm, it will not disturb it. So our foundation is our sadhana, early morning sadhana. Don't waste time sleeping or staying up unnecessarily at night, doing nothing, just wasting time, talking nonsense. Go to bed early. Bhaktivinoda Thakur He's a great acharya, but he speaks about sleep. He says, every hour you sleep before midnight is worth 2 hours of rest after midnight. You get more rest when you sleep early. And actually, that's true. If we can go to bed at least by no later than 10 o'clock, that's the absolute late. But even that's late. I consider 9 o'clock the cutoff time. And then you can freshly wake up by 3 and take nice bath, you're refreshed. And then you can sit and chant japa, go to the temple, worship the deity, read the Bhagavatam. Your mind becomes purified. So we need that in this age of Kali, which is, there is so many, what we say, anarthas, bad qualities floating everywhere in the atmosphere. The foundation is strong and early sadhana, like that. So, and then if we remain strong in our spiritual life and follow these principles, austerity, cleanliness, mercifulness, and truthfulness, then Kali has no effect. Kali only has effect when the living entity acquiesces to these different bad qualities that Kali presents. Lust, anger, greed, illusion. If you're in illusion, then you accept one thing for something else, which is not correct. If you're pride, you can't see what to do or how to do things. You become, what we say, falsely thinking of yourself as being better than what you really are. And you also commit offenses against others. So one has to be very diligent in practicing spiritual life. It's not something cheap. As Prabhupada says, spiritual life is not easy. But if you follow the principles, it becomes easy as you develop a routine, especially sadhana. The spiritual masters teach us morning sadhana, evening sadhana. Both times are conducive for awakening our spiritual strength, which we need in this age of Kali. Kali is strong, Maya is strong, and Maya is very deceptive. But Maya cannot deceive one who is strict in their following of their regular religious principles. It requires that regulation with strictness every day to transcend all of these inebrities and wrong activities which are easily performed in this age of Kali. And the most important thing is to glorify the Lord by chanting His holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we're seeing Kali's march in today's world. He's fast. Quarrel. People quarrel even for the slightest reason. For no reason at all, they will quarrel. Sometimes people will quarrel just because their minds are disturbed, and they take to quarreling because of a disturbed mind. No reason. Now, this is Kali's age, like that. Quarrel, hypocrisy, lying, cheating, nepotism, lust, anger, greed, pride, envy, so many bad qualities. People are very fearful of everything around them. And they're also fearful of not getting what they want, losing what they have. So this fear is very much prominent in this age of Kali also. So everything is there in Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is the antidote and the medicine. Enachya Sari Maya, Nasibara Lagi, Harinama Mahamantra, loud to me, Magi. This is the elixir, the medicine, the solution for all problems in this world. Jani Hare Krishna. Okay, so we'll stop there.
Thank you so much, Matt, for such a wonderful class and really, really nice, important points. I'm going to stop sharing and I request devotees to please, if you can, do turn on your videos wherever you are at so that we can have each other's association. And if you have any questions, Namrata, go right ahead. You're on the roll.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Sorry, Guru Maharaj, my video is not working properly. Just one side is working. Front side camera is not working. I'm really sorry for that. So my question is, what is actually obstructing our bhakti? So one of it is anarthas. And for anartha nivrutti, we should get rid of our desires. So our desires are four types. Basically, what I have been hearing through is four types of desires. That one who is the material aspirations. They can work literally or even subtly. Then there is basically sense enjoyment. Then desire for the heavenly planets, desire for mystic opulences, and desire even for the liberation. So this is for anartha nivritti. So I was just thinking that when it comes to material aspirations, the sense enjoyment, what sometimes we even take the spiritual desires as our material aspirations or material enjoyment. We take the shelter of spiritual activities. So how can we recognize them or get rid of that?
How can we get rid of what?
We can get. We sometimes take. Do material sense enjoyment in the name of spiritual activities like even Harinam or even bhajans. We take shelter of spiritual activities. So how do we recognize that? They are very subtle.
You have to be honest. And the honest principle is what is beneficial for your spiritual life. And that you have to learn. Therefore, there's two categories of regulations. Things to do and things to avoid. And things to do means that those things that are required in order for you to solidify, fortify, and strengthen your spiritual practice. And things to avoid just works the opposite way. You have to know. That's why we got the books, nectar of instruction. There's one whole chapter of the rules and regulations that we should follow. Prabhupada gives so many explanations in his lectures and in his books. What is Krishna consciousness? What is not Krishna consciousness? And all we have to do is learn what they are and learn how to apply them. So you have to be a little bit intelligent to understand this process. You can't just do whatever you want and then think it's going to be okay. You have to understand what is, just like there is talking. Well, some talking will bring us to Krishna, others will bring us to hell. So how to use the mind and the tongue in the practice of proper speech. Therefore, there is austerities of speech, austerities of the mind, austerities of the body. One should know what they are, what is conducive, what to avoid. No one's gonna be there every minute to tell you. That's why we have the books. They're there. The books are actually the person coming in the form of literary knowledge to be with us when we need something spiritual as a guidance. They're there. They're guidebooks. They're law books. They're principles by which we follow. Well, that we have to read. We have to read these books, or at least hear them regular from the authorities.
Thank you, Maharaj. Sometimes I feel that scriptures, the actual practical implementation of scriptures is so different from what we read theoretically.
It's not different. You have to learn how to apply it. The application comes by way of training and knowledge based on experience. You learn. The Christian scriptures say, know thyself. That means know what you need to know in order to practice Krishna consciousness. What to avoid.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Scriptures are full. If you're not sure, read Upadesha Mamrita out. That's a very clear enunciation, evaluation of what is necessary and what is not necessary, what is harmful, what is beneficial. And if you don't know you don't know anything, just chant. That's all. Chant,
Yes.
chant.
Very nice question, Namrata. Very nice question. Thank you for asking.
Hare
And I
Krishna.
hope, yes, thank you. Any questions from devotees, please do raise your hand, or you can put it in the chat and then I'll be happy to read it. Marge, I have a question, Marge. And when we were reading the verse and, it was talking about mercy, truthfulness, cleanliness, and austerity. And when in the purport, it talked about the mind, cleanliness of the external and internal, which I'm thinking, Marge, it's the gross and the subtle. Does that also apply to the other three, austerity, mercy, and truthfulness? And what is the subtle part of those other three, Maharaj?
What are the subtleties of each of the others?
Yes, Maharaj. Yeah.
Well, for instance, I don't know, truthfulness means to speak truthfully, beneficially, avoid speech that offends, and to quote the scriptures regularly to back up what you say. So if you're following that, you're following the austerity of truthfulness, you're truthful. Sophistry means half truth and half untruth, mixing untruth in with truth. For instance, what would be a good example of sophistry? If someone asks you a question, you explain the answer without giving the full answer. You just answer the part that you want to answer, and then you hold back certain parts of it, so because people will not accept it, or it will be, what we say, unbeneficial to fulfill your own desires.
Mm, mm.
Austerity, you'll see as we go on in this chapter, there's different definitions of austerity also. Austerity means following fasting 2 to 4 times a month. That's what's mentioned. Austerity means refraining from certain types of intoxication, all forms of intoxication. That's austerity. Austerity means there's so many aspects to austerity.
Mhm.
Cleanliness is an austerity. Mercifulness is to try to do good to others by giving them Krishna consciousness.
Mm.
So each one of these religious principles could be expanded into different aspects
Mhm.
of their own definition. Merciful means not causing any harm to anyone on any level, either by words, by body, or even by mind.
Mm. 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 Mm.
So there's so many subtle aspects to each one of these principles.
Yes, March, like I was thinking about one point yesterday, like the 6 enemies of the mind. That's a very subtle thing that hides within our minds and our ego that we are not aware of. So would that fall under austerity, Maharaj, or truthfulness, or
What, hiding it, you mean?
just the 6 enemies of the mind? Because, sometimes we're not aware that we have those hidden within us because we haven't, I don't know, realized, aware. So wouldn't, what's the word? Cleaning it up, lack of a better word, wouldn't
Yeah.
that?
Like,
Sorry.
if you want to check anger, practice forgiveness.
Mm, mm,
You want to check greediness, give in charity, and find ways to serve devotees in different ways.
mm, mm,
That's, if you want to check lust, just keep your mind engaged nicely in Krishna consciousness.
mm, mm.
Illusion is checked by scriptural knowledge. Pride is checked by humility, cultivating humility. Envy is a hard one to check. Envy should be just given up directly.
Yeah, that envy is really a killer, Maharaj. Absolutely.
Yeah, Prabhupada said there's an antidote for each of those, but not for envy. Envy has to be just given up.
Wow. Oh.
Mhm. And you can fight envy by being satisfied by whatever Krishna is giving you. Not looking outside, thinking that person is better, I wish I was like that, or that person is more qualified, therefore I feel unhappy. That person got that position, I wanted that position.
Mm.
Be satisfied. And envy is also checked by humble service to the Vaishnavas.
Mm.
So that's all mentioned in the 7th canto. You'll find different checks. Even like if you want to conquer over sleep, regulate your eating.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Thank you, Maharaj. Very helpful. Thank you, Maharaj. Sri Devi, all yours, Prabhu.
Thank you, Ansiya. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj, you have very nicely given us reminders of where we may be slipping off. And personally, because of ill health, I have been slipping up when it comes to waking up early. I push myself to wake up early, but I'm not able to. And now I don't know whether it has become a bad habit.
What time you go to bed?
9:30.
All right, so how many hours do you need?
4:30 I wake up usually, but that's late for me, Gurudev. It's actually late for me. It's not good enough to.
9:30, you should be getting up by 3:30.
Right, which is what usually when I'm well happens. But
And
because I've not been keeping good
rest
health.
take a little rest during the day.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yes, Guru Maharaj. Thank you.
You have to know what works for you. Can't give everyone the same exact pattern to follow. Everyone should follow the principles, but one should adjust the principles according to what works. Like if you're living in Mayapur, hey, you know, devotees go to really bed early here, many of them. Devotees get up here at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. Many devotees, many. And they go to bed early at night. And then they're in Mangal Art. They go to the temple before Mangal Arati and chant. So, don't stay up late. Even 9:30, you might say, if it's not working for you, then push it to 9. If that doesn't work, push it to 8:30.
Yes, Gurudev. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and make sure you get enough exercise during the day. If you're not exercising, you're gonna be more lethargic. Especially as you get older, you need more and more exercise as you get older. Not the other way around.
Yes, thank you so much, Devi. Yes, Sulpesh Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. So goes to Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj, you mentioned Kali is a living entity. Could you speak a bit more about that?
What is a living entity?
Kali.
Yeah, personification of sin. It's called Papa Parush. Yeah, Papa means sinful. Parush is the principles of sin. This is the age of Kali. And we're reading about it here. That this low-class man was dressed as a king. That was Kali, who was discovered by Maharaj Pariksit. Maharaj Pariksit told him he can't live anywhere in his kingdom. He said you can only live where there's these 4 sinful activities: illicit sex, intoxication, meat eating, and gambling. Ali said, well, there's nowhere to be found in your kingdom. And you still have to, because I'm your progeny, you have to give me a place. So Kali's Maharaj Pariksit said, wherever gold is being hoarded, the hoarding of gold. Just recently they discovered tons and tons and tons of gold that was being stored. Tons, not just a little bit, gigantic big slabs of gold. For the materialist, gold is, glitters in their mind. But it also said gold is called yellow stool. That's what it's also said in this same area. You'll come across that in this narration. The hoarding of gold, the hoarding of precious metals. This is Kali. Kali's a personality. Yeah. It's like Krishna's a personality.
And Maharaj, I wanted to ask, we spoke about the role of Maya in causing our suffering as well. Did Maya exist in all the ages as prominently as it does today?
If Maya exists in all the ages, and what's the last few words?
As prominent as it does in this age?
I didn't care. I still
As
can't
prominent as it is in this age.
Oh, this age is, well, religious principles are stronger in the previous ages, therefore the effects of Maya are less. That's all. Maya is always there. But in Satya Yuga, it was practically not there because of religion. Everyone was following religious principles. And as the ages continue, it decreases and sinful activity increases. Therefore, Prabhupada said, in this age, we have no fear of Maya, but because there are demons in this age, then Maya has to serve the demons. That's her duty. And therefore, it's not so much Maya, it's the demons that are giving everyone trouble in this age. And the age is full of demons. They're everywhere. They're in public offices, they're in political offices, they're in educational institutions, they're in religious organizations. The demons are everywhere. And because the demons are everywhere, Maya has to do her duty and facilitate the demons. I think we discussed this many times with that one verse from the 7th canto, 1st chapter, verse number 8. According to the prominence of the age, a particular mode is in ascendant. And based on that mode, a particular class of people are prominent. If the mode of goodness is prominent, the devas are prominent. If the mode of passion is prominent, the demons are prominent. If the mode of ignorance is prominent, the yakshas and the rakshashas are prominent. So these personalities exist. They have their planets. And sometimes they enter into the atmosphere of the earth. According to the earth's karmic collection, the earth goes up and down according to karma. The more sinful people are, the more the earth sinks in its orbit also. And it goes closer to the, what we say, lower planets, Atala. When people are more pious and religious, the earth rises up and goes closer to the heavenly planets. That's a fact. Well, the earth moves down according to the karmic collection of the people on that particular planet. And then you have different areas where it's either more or less in one area or another. But in Kali Yuga, Maya is everywhere, because Kali is everywhere, because the demons are everywhere. We think some demons is some guy with some horns and a pitchfork, but get rid of that idea. Demon is the guy next door in your house, next in your neighbor, who sits there, drinks beer, and criticizes everybody. And says God doesn't exist. Neither.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Mark, just to you made a point, and I just wanted to make sure that I got the full sentence. So Mark, you said that the more sinful people are, the more the earth sinks closer to the orbit, Mark, you said?
Yeah, there's a dividing line on the earth, which is invisible. And as it goes down below that line, then it gets closer to Atala, and therefore the planet is ruled more by the demons. If it goes up, it gets ruled more by the demigods.
Oh.
Yeah, the demigods don't come so much nowadays because the people are so sinful. But years ago, they used to come all the time because people
Oh,
were less sinful.
wow. Wow, amazing. Thank you, Marge.
Yeah,
Really,
this is some recent information. It's not in the, you can find it in the Bhagavatam if you read it and then you understand it by principle, but it's not written like that. But all you do is hear the acharyas as they speak. But it is written in verses according to the collective karma of the people on the particular planet. The particular mode is prominent, and as the modes go lower, the earth also is a living entity. She also sinks down because of that. That's why she calls it the weight and the burden of sinful activities upon the earth. It's a burden, it's a weight. It moves the earth in a lower level of orbit, that's all. And when it gets too sinful, just like when Varaha had to come to pick the earth, because the earth fell all the way out of its orbit into the Garbhodak ocean. When that demon, Hiranyaksha, exploited the earth for everything. The earth fell from its orbit. It was so much afflicted by demoniac influence.
wow. Amazing, Marge.
Yeah, so we have to raise the consciousness on the planet by becoming God conscious, Krishna conscious.
And Marge, as devotees, we should what will help to help Mother Earth not sink into the orbit?
Sankirtan
I was
ki.
gonna say that's yeah.
If we could mobilize just the devotees around the world to do Harinam Sankirtan, our Mother Earth will be dancing. But even the devotees, they can't wake up to the fact that this is what's important. Harinam.
Wow. It's really nice, Marge. You're right. We have to get out, get up, as you said, Marge, and Harinam is the way to help lighten the load for Mother Earth. It's getting, yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Krishna Varnam Tusa Krishna Pango Sangha Padarshanam Yagyai Sankirtanai Prayai Yajanti Sumedasa. That's the austerity in this age.
Really powerful points, Marge. Thank you. Yes, Srimati, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. My humble obeisances to you all. Glories to Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj, I have a question about fear. So I was just confused, like which category fear comes? Like, is it an anartha or like it's a condition of our mind? So how to discriminate that?
Fear is a feature of the material energy. The more material energy becomes prominent, the more the fear aspect increases more and more. Fear is built into the material energy. Fear of not gaining, fear of losing, fear of death, fear. So that's part of the material energy. That's why you can rise above and become fearless as you rise above the activities of the material energy. It's not considered an anartha, it's considered just a feature of the material energy. fearfulness.
So I don't think that we can overcome fear at any point in our life. Like sometimes we'll have some healthy fears, or otherwise maybe unnecessary fears. We can get rid of them by surrendering to Krishna. But some fear will be there, Guru Maharaj. I feel like that. What do you say?
Yeah, Prabhupada said the same thing. He said, everyone in the material world is fearful to some degree. But you can come to the stage of practically almost fearlessness when you completely see Krishna and everything in Krishna. Because Prabhupada said fear means two, the number two. To see something outside of Krishna means to see within the material duality. Krishna is the source behind both the material and the spiritual. One who simply takes shelter of Krishna can be free from fear, because they know nothing can happen without Krishna's sanction.
Yeah. Maybe for pure devotees, its fearlessness will come, but I can't even imagine. Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Sukaba, what image did you just put up there? Oh. It looked like
Sorry,
something.
Guru Maharaj, my phone just fell off.
Oh, okay.
Maharaj, what is the antidote for fear, to overcome fear? Is it lack of love, lack of, loss?
Prabhupada said, the more you engage in sense gratification, the more fearful you will be. So the more you give up sense gratification and take the Krishna conscious, the more you develop less and less fear of anything. Prabhupada tells the story in his own personal life. And this is quite extreme, but it shows what fearlessness is. When he was this was in World War II, and he was staying in his apartment. His wife was cooking kachoris, I think. And yeah, in the late 1930s, early 1940s. And he was living in Calcutta, and in the English Quarter, and the Germans would sometimes bomb that area. So before the bombs would come, the sirens would go off, and people would go to the bunkers for safety. So Prabhupada was with one of his friends one night in his home, and it was evening time, and then the sirens went off. And his friend said, he referred to Prabhupada by his name, Abai, let's go to the bunkers. He said, you go, I'm going to stay. And so the man went, and Prabhupada said, and then he said, I was seeing the bombs were coming. I was hearing, zing, boom, zing, boom, zing, boom. He was thinking, Prabhupada said, I was seeing, here comes Krishna in the form of a bomb. So he said that. So yeah, therefore, one who sees me and everything in me, I'm never lost to him, and never he's ever lost to me. So one should take precaution to live in this world, but to live in fear means to live in a type of illusion, because they don't realize that Krishna is the all good protecting feature of existence. Krishna will protect me. I simply like disengage in my devotional service. And if I don't have something I want, that's okay. And if I lose something I like, that's okay, because I have Krishna. So this fearlessness is not a small level of bhakti. It comes usually when bhakti becomes more and more mature. But one
Thank
should take precautions, just like it says, Prabhupada says, one should have a healthy fear of Maya. Oh, Maya's out there. And if I don't act right, if I do something against Krishna consciousness, then I'm going to be trapped by Maya. Therefore, that kind of fear is good because it causes one to act properly. So healthy fear, Prabhupada called it. Healthy fear of Maya.
Thank you, Maharaj. Maharaj, there's a question in the chat by Mother Scholar. She says, Hare Krishna, what about fear due to childhood trauma?
Well, that's there due to that impression it made upon the mind. And these indelible experiences will carry over to later forms of life. There are people, even today, I read this one, there's like hundreds of ways that people experience fear. Like there's people who are afraid of frogs. And there's people who are afraid of chimes, like bells. There's people, all of these are impressions that they had sometime in their life, either in this life or previous life, that was connected with a fearful situation. And if you connect that situation again in the present, then that fear will again come back. But it can be overcome by Krishna consciousness. And sometimes you require certain kinds of help when it becomes too long-standing or too deep.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you. Yes, Silpesh Prabhu. Is your hand still up, or is it just me that's showing that on my end? I don't know why. Sorry. Any questions from devotees? Please do raise your hand, or you can put it in the chat. I'm just going to go down to make sure that I didn't miss anyone. And if there isn't, Marsh, would you like to end with a round of chanting?
We do 2 rounds?
Yes, March, we can do 2.
Can we do 3?
If someone else can manage it after that, then that's fine.
Okay, we'll do 2.
Thank you, Marge. I don't want my boss, my manager calling me. Thank you.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare. Hari 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 Ram Hari Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna.